Good morning, students. I, Dr. V. M. Tirke, Sanjeevani College of Engineering, welcomes you all. Today, under Unit 2 Equity Research, we are going to study the common terms used in technical analysis. So, at the end of the session, every student will be able to understand common terms in technical analysis. Let us begin. Average true range. It is the range over a certain period, usually daily. So it is nothing but the overall range that has been reflected in the market on a particular day. We normally used to say today is a bullish day or a bearish day. So that is what is a average true range. Number two, breakout. When price breaches an area of support or resistance, often due to a notable surge in buying or selling volume. Friends, we all know that in technical analysis, there is a support level and a resistance level. Support level is the level beyond which the prices of a particular share normally do not goes down, and resistance level is the level above which the price of a particular share normally do not increases. But sometimes because of some extraordinary happenings or because of some excessive buying or selling in a particular share, the support and resistance level breaks down and forms another support and resistance level. So that movement of those shares of breaching or breaking down their support or resistance level is known as breakout. Okay, cycle. Periods where price action is expected to follow a certain pattern. Normally, as we all know, the prices in share market moves in trends. So, if there is a common trend which has been observed over a period of time, then that common trend we call it as a cycle. For example, sometimes it might happen for consecutive 2 days market goes down and for third day prices moves up, and this goes on repeating. So 2 days down, one up, 2 days down, one up, 2 days down, one up is a kind of thing which we will call it as a cycle. This cycle could be of any type: down, 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 up, 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 down, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, anything like this. Okay, so that is cycle. Next, dead cat bounce. When prices declines in a down market, there may be an uptick in price where buyers come in believing the asset is cheap or selling is overdone. However, when sellers force the market down further, the temporary buying spell comes to be known as a dead cat bounce. Friends, normally it happens that when a prices of a particular share goes down and down and down, the selling activities in the particular share increases just to minimize the losses or just to get away from the danger downsizing stock. But after moving it further, a point comes when people start feeling that the particular share has got oversold, or now this particular share is available at a very low price. So at that point of time, it happens that suddenly few opportunistic people, those who have a capability of taking risk, goes on making investment, and it shows a buying happening into the price declining market. So that situation we call it as a dead cat bounce. Moving further, Dow theory studies the relationship between the Dow Jones Industrial Average, an index comprised of 30 US multinational conglomerates, and Dow Jones Transportation Average. Proponents of the theory state that once one of them trends in a certain direction, the other is likely to follow. Many traders track the transportation sector given it can shed insight into the health of the economy. A high volume of goods shipment and transportations is indicative that the economy is on sound footing. A similar indicator is the Baltic Dry Index. Friends, a Dow theory is based on Dow Jones Industrial Average and Dow Jones Transportation Average. Whereas a Dow Jones Industrial Average has been calculated amongst the 30 US multinational conglomerates. So what happens is, if there is a positive sign or there is a uptrend in Dow Jones Industrial Average, then it substantially impacts onto Dow Jones Transportation Average. Or if there is a positive movement in a Dow Jones Transportation Average, that is an indication that the Dow Jones Industrial Average is good one. So simultaneously, if there is a high amount of transportation of goods and services are happening into the economy, we can believe that economy is demanding goods and services. So we can say the economy is laying on a sound economic footage. So Dow theory believes the same, that there is a relationship between the Dow Jones Industrial Average and Dow Jones Transportation Average. And if there is a positive scenery observed, that is a good sign for the economy. And if there is a negative scenery observed, that is low transportation average has been seen or low industrial average, Dow Jones Industrial Average is seen, then there is a negative environment. So this is what is a Dow theory in economics. Next, doji, a candle type characterized by little or no change between the open and close price, showing the indecision in the market. A doji is a kind of candlestick pattern which indicates that there is a very little change in the opening price and the closing price of a particular share. That is, it is a time whereby there is no lot of movements happening into the shares or it is remaining static. So this is the point whereby investors following technical analysis remain static or makes indecision or do not make any buying or selling related decisions. Moving further, Elliott wave theory. Elliott wave theory suggests that markets run through cyclical periods of optimism and pessimism that can be predicted and thus is suitable for trading the opportunities. Elliott wave theory believes that market normally moves in a wave format, that is a constant crest and troughs used to follow. Market goes down and then up, then down, then up, and subsequently all those movements can be tracked or can be understood, and based on the same one can make on the investment related decisions or trading in stock market can be performed. So this is the belief of Elliott wave theory, whereby he believes that prices of shares moves up and down. So phases of optimism are being followed by pessimism and phase of a pessimism is followed by optimism, and this is suitable for investors to track it and to go and make the investments. Next, Fibonacci ratios. Fibonacci ratios are the numbers which are used as a guide to determine the support and resistance level. So Fibonacci ratio in simply helps us in understanding the support and resistance levels associated with a particular stock. Next, harmonics. Harmonic trading is based on the idea that price patterns repeat themselves and turning points in the market can be identified through Fibonacci sequence. So it believes that on the basis of Fibonacci sequences, harmonic trading can be done, whereby if there is a support level, we can go and buy the stock, and if there is a resistance level, we can book the profits because the prices in further time can be going down. Next is momentum. Momentum is the rate of change of price with respect to time. Okay, so if a high momentum, it indicates that in a shorter period of time the prices of shares are moving highly, either upward or either downward. So that is the momentum. And if a momentum is low, it means that the price of a share over a period of time are remaining stable. Moving further, price action. Price action is the movement of price as graphically represented through a chart of a particular market. So when you are showing some price movement of a chart over a day or over a month or over a week, then that is nothing but a price action. Next is resistance. Resistance is a price level where a preponderance of sell orders may be located, causing price to bounce off the level downward. But sufficient buying activity, usually from increased volume, is often necessary to breach it. So resistance is a level in the chart pattern above which normally the stock of a price do not move upwards. So it is the upper limit which normally resists the investors to go and stop their buying related activities, just to stabilize the prices or just to have the reversal of the prices in that particular moment. So that is the resistance. So resistance is a level above which normally the prices of shares do not go up. But if because of any happenings or because of any optimistic situation arises into the economy, if the buying activity increase drastically, then this resistance level gets breached and it forms another higher resistance level, indicating a profit making shares. Next, retracement. Retracement is a reversal in the direction of the prevailing trend, expected to be temporary, often to a level of support or resistance. Normally we believe that the prices of shares reverses at support level and at resistance level, but sometimes it happens that while moving from a support to resistance or from resistance to support, there are few points which are close to the support and resistance level, whereby the prices of shares shows a opposite direction. That is, if you are close to a resistance level, it shows a further up movement, or if you are at a support level, then it shows a further down level and again moves up. So this is a retracement that we call it as. Next, support. Support level is a price level where a higher magnitude of buy orders may be placed, causing price to bounce off the level upward. The level will not hold if there is sufficient selling activity outweighing the buying activity. So support level is the level below which normally the price of a particular share do not goes. Okay, so it is the lower level below which prices do not goes down. This happens because when a prices of particular share goes down and down and down and down, a phase comes when some of the risky investors or those who have a capacity to invest believes that now the stock of this particular company are available at a lower price, or there is an opportunity to invest to make on the interest or profit in coming times. So people, in irrespective of having its negative signs, goes on buying a particular share with a view that in coming times the prices might go up, and that is the reason why support level normally occurs in the price movements of a particular share. Okay, but till if due to some negative movements or due to some pessimistic kind of situations in the market, if the selling still further increases or overweighs the buying activity, then support level gets breached and another lower support level forms, and that shows a very bad sign of for investors to make the losses. Last, trend. Trend is the price movement that persists in one direction for an elongated period of time. For example, if the prices of a share over a period is moving upwards, then we call it as a bullish trend. And if the prices of a particular share are moving down over a period of time, then it is a bearish trend. So market normally moves through bullish trends and bearish trends. Okay. So friends, these were the various types of terms normally been used in technical analysis. I hope you have understood the video. If you have understood, then kindly try to explain the following terms in technical analysis: dead cat bounce, doji, Dow theory and Elliott wave theory. I hope you have understood the video. Watch it carefully again and again. For any queries and doubts, you can contact me on the mentioned details. Thank you for watching the video. Have a nice time.